Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Media Academy, I would like to thank everybody coming for the session for today. And today, in conjunction with National Training Week 2023, we are providing a full webinar on the title Career Progression for Construction Personnel from Malaysia to the World. I'm Muhammad Arkam bin Jim Naim. As a presenter today. So I'm not the trainer. Basically, will be the presenter because this is part of topic that we are covering for our construction personnel nationwide. We try to bring another perspective of construction personnel. Then hopefully the session will be a benefit due to the current demand, also trends in getting the progression for all construction personnel. We'll cover about 1 to 11 topic under the presentation today. We will start with the definition of construction, of course, because you need to understand what will be the correct definition according to the Act. And hopefully my voice can be heard by everybody. If you're not still not be able to hear, so please make something. Tell me that I need to raise my voice or whatnot. Just tell me, just to make sure that the session will be very, very benefit for everybody. Second, we'll go for the construction personnel definition. Understand a little bit on the construction team, how it been a practice. The Malaysian framework. Malaysian framework suitability for the construction personnel, and TVET snapshot. We need to understand about the TVET as well. International framework, to look into other framework than Malaysian framework so that we can understand how the progression is possible. International framework, career progression. Then we'll talk about the progression on how we want to go for the overall career progression. So I need to adjust my seat. Okay, all right. I think this is more convenient for me. Okay, okay, I can leave now. A chartered building engineer UK for Malaysia. Is it possible for us to get this chartered building engineer UK for Malaysia? And higher education, like can see, you can go for DBA, the trade in business administrative, or PhD in construction. Let's see what we can do from the perspective of the framework. As long as the framework is concerned, we want to share the possibility of every construction personnel, despite coming from any background or any work job scope that you are currently in I mean in operation. So hopefully I really hope that they will open for questionnaire, question and answer session also, so that we can go deep into your subject or your specific problems. Okay, what and how construction personnel. So we understand that our culture is not only culture. While we are working, um, the working period will be our maximum time that will be contribute for our life lah. We need to work about 8 hours. Sometimes we need to work 10 to 12 hours daily. So I'm very, very sure that having a good progression for our profession is important. Having a good progression in good progression in our profession is important. So we want to have a clear picture on how we can progress from maybe our last higher certificate, maybe degree, engineering degree or engineering technology degree or whatever degree, and then we join our construction industry, and from there we have working for maybe 10, 15, 20 years, and from there we don't have any chance to understand how the progression can be made, and sometimes we don't have time also to look into our own progression, because we are, once we enter the job market as a workers, our time is very fully utilized for our current work and responsibilities. So due to that, hopefully this topic will bring out some open mind or open eye opener for us to know that yes, career is important, but progression is another thing that we need to capture during our progression. So what and how on the progression, we will try to have a look into this 2 hours webinar. But firstly, we need to talk or to understand about the act first. So we talk about construction personnel, the act that directly imposed to us is Act 520, Lembaga Pembangunan Industri Pembinaan. Akta Lembaga Pembangunan Industri Pembinaan, Construction Industry Development Board Act 520. So some important snapshot that we want to go in the main element or main activities of the Akta 520, Akta Lembaga Pembangunan Industri Pembinaan, actually focus on 3 main things. They are the contractors in terms of registration, accreditation, enforcement, structure, safety during the post and also construction period. Secondly, they will look into the construction materials, regulate and enforcement through the Schedule 4 regarding some of the mandatory and also listed material in the list. And the third one will be regarding to us today, which is the construction personnel, due to the registration, certification, and accreditation. So these 3 main function or main activities regarding to the CIDB is actually the base of the discussion today. Because when we talk about construction and we are the construction personnel members, there will be the definition of construction personnel later. Then we understand what is our position and how the industry can help us in getting our progression. So these 3 important elements, talking about the main activities of the CIDB, and the top one or the priority one is regarding the construction personnel, where we want to have straight understanding and on how the industry can help us in getting our progression. So whatever our background is, we are graduating for anywhere. We work for how many years, it doesn't matter. And now we want to focus about how we can progress in our industry. Meanwhile, I would like to thank everybody for joining this session today. I think about 30 participants from all over Malaysia. I really appreciate your time investment to join the webinar today in conjunction with this National Training Week by HRD Corp. I would like to thank everybody for joining us today. Okay, then back to the construction work. So according to the Acts, there is actually a straight and clear, precise, explicit definition regarding the construction activities or construction work. So we go one by one. First of all, construction, construction, extension, installation, repair, maintain, renew, remove, renovate, alter, dismantle, or demolition. So construction work or construction activities covers this, I think, 9: construction, extension, installation, repair, dismantling, alteration, renovation, removal, renewal, and also maintenance. So maintenance is part of the construction activity as well. So that is why O&M, operation and maintenance, become under the purview of the CIDB as well. In fact, the demolition, where we want to demolish or the deconstruction, is also part of the CIDB purview. They need to look into the process and also all related to demolition work. So all those activities, starting from the construction until demolition of any building, edifice, structure, wall, fence, or chimney, whether constructed wholly or partly, above or below ground level. So there is a definition of construction: any road, harbor work, railway, cableway, canal, or aerodrome, drainage, irrigation, river control works, electrical, mechanical, water, gas, petrochemical, telecommunication works, or any bridge, viaduct, dam, reservoir, earthwork, pipeline, sewer, aqueduct, culvert, drive, shaft, tunnel, or reclamation work, and includes, so this is important, second page, include any works which form an important and integral part of the preparatory to a temporary of the work described in A to E before, the previous slide, A to E, any work which form an important or integral, or are preparatory, the preparation to do the work, just like our scaffolding. Scaffolding don't mention in the first page, but scaffolding is actually the construction activities regarding this A, A to E before, including clearance. Site clearance is also construction activities, soil investigation, SI, and also soil improvement, earth moving, cut and fill, the excavation work, laying of foundation, site restoration, as well as landscaping. So whatever comes into the A to E and the preparatory of A to E, important and integral with the A to E before, considered as a construction activities or construction work. Why we want to define this? Because sometimes we don't know that we actually fall under construction activities. So the X is actually imposed on us. Or second part, B is the procurement of the construction materials. And the procurement, so we go and buy the construction materials, or we do the purchasing, equipment and workers, staff, the workers also part of the construction activities necessarily required for any work described in A to E before. A to E, whatever preparatory or integral or the form of important from that A to E, plus the procurement regarding to A to E, equipment, and also workers, the staff. So it actually covers quite a lot of activities if you go for the definition by the Act. So this is important. Why? We want to understand. So we, as a construction personnel, so we know that actually we fall under the construction personnel activities. So the topic will be straight away relevant for us. Okay, but there also a definition regarding the construction personnel by name. Construction personnel by name. The construction personnel means general construction worker, semi-skilled, skilled construction workers, actually in Schedule 3, construction site supervisors, spelled directly in the Act. Construction project managers, also in the Act. And other employee in construction industry as may be determined by the board. Determined by the board. So the safety helmet actually overlap the another word, determined by the board. Construction project manager. So the definition of construction project manager, any employee possessing the accepted level of skill, knowledge, and experience may be determined and who is assigned to the construction site and blah, 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 blah. So he needs to go for organizing, planning, control, and coordinate the construction works from inception to completion, from start to the end. So that is the function of construction project manager, or the definition of construction project manager according to that. Another important members in the construction supervision is actually the construction site supervisor. Employee possessing accepted level of skill, knowledge, and experience assigned to a construction site, any other such place to supervise the construction works or construction activities. So two important members here: construction site supervisor, construction project managers. Other than that, general construction workers, semi-skilled or skilled construction workers. So when we know the hierarchy of the members, so now we know we understand the definition of construction works, definition of construction personnel, definition of construction project manager, definition of construction site supervisor. So actually, hopefully by now we understand where is actually our position in the construction regarding or attaining the definition given by TX. And two more important terms extracted from the X. The first one will be the accreditation. Accreditation means the procedure, lembaga, this IDB, or any person authorized, give formal recognition that the person or the body is competent to carry out a specific task relating to the construction industry. So back to the construction industry, here, the specific task by a person defined here, and the accreditation comes to accredit him to accredit her, to accredit the competent person, or to accredit the construction personnel to get recognition, to ensure his or her competency by giving the specific tasks relating to the work. Yeah. So accreditation process come as a procedure to recognize one person who are in the construction industry by specific tasks. So they have a lot of tasks basically. So one of the main important is just now we talk about construction site supervisor and also construction project manager. And then after accreditation, the word certification will pop up. A procedure by a lembaga or any person authorized give written assurance that a process, practice, or service confirm with the specified requirements. So then we issue the certificate, and that will confirm that our process, our practice, or our service as a construction personnel confirm or meet the requirements, meet the minimum expectation requirements. So these 4 slides is actually explaining the main important parts when we talk about CIDB Act snapshot that regarding and related to our activities in the construction. So hopefully by then you understand what is the definition of construction, definition of construction site supervisor, definition of construction project manager, definition of accreditation, definition of certification. So this is actually the base of our discussion today, and how from the Malaysia CIDB Act 520 we can bridge into the world level construction personnel through Chartered Association of Building Units that we'll talk later at the end of the presentation. Okay, so that will be the base of our discussion, where we want to make everybody understand regarding the main terminologies and also definitions according to the Act. Okay, another snapshot, just to extend the knowledge. 33A, bracket 1. No construction site supervisor or skilled construction worker shall be involved or engaged, undertake to be involved or engaged construction site supervisor or skilled construction workers unless he is accredited and certified by the lembaga. Okay, and baca nombor 6, straight away to number 6. Any person who engaged construction site supervisor or skilled workers, number 5 first, number 5. Contravenes subsection 1, bracket 1 just now, shall be guilty of an offence and shall be liable to a fine not exceeding 5,000 ringgit. So there is actually fine for people who work as a construction supervisor without being accredited by lembaga. That is actually the mandatory requirement in our construction industry. The mandatory requirement. Not only for him or her who are, the workers, but the managers or the company as well. Any person who engaged a construction site supervisor or skilled workers not accredited and certified by the lembaga to carry out any construction work shall be guilty of an offence and shall conviction liable to a fine not exceeding 5,000 ringgit. So 5,000 ringgit for the person who are declaring himself as a construction site supervisor, and 5,000 ringgit for his employer. Two compound is actually subject to be issued by the lembaga upon the enforcement. So this is the reprimand of being not certified or not being accredited by the lembaga. But I'm not going to talk about the enforcement because we want to talk about the progression as well. So the terms and the base of our discussion is clear, only just to put one reprimand regarding the mandatory requirement according to the Act. Then we move to construction team. A typical construction team is actually consisting of these 3 main elements. There are clients, consultant, and also the contractor. Client, consultant, and also the contractor. So they're very typical, very typical. And the client by themselves is actually going for the needs statement. So they will issue the needs statement on what is actually the requirement of the project. If you want to undertake a project, then facilitate on the financial. So they go for facilitation on the financial terms and how we want to claim and blah, blah, blah. And serving the purpose of being involved with the construction or initiate the construction work. Then normally client also will become the owners. Normally the client also will become the owner, but not necessarily. Sometimes client is different, owner is also different. Because the client is actually construct on behalf of the owner. But normally the client also the owner. On the consultant side, you can see on the left bottom here, design and coordinations. So they will do the design and the coordination according to the needs statement, according to the needs statement and the knowledge that we have, the consultant have, and also according to the specification as well as the standard, to ensure the construction, the design is meet to the minimum requirement. Then they will define the scope of work based on the needs statement. So needs statement is important from the client side and also, of course, financial. The design and coordination coming from the consultant side, they determine the scope of work. They will do the specification of work. Then they will do the pricing control because they go some estimation with the QS consultant as well as the M&E consultant to do some baseline on the pricing, the cost of the project due to control the price. And then manage the program because they need to understand what is actually what we call that budget issued by the client. So from that budget, they work on it so that they can get good quality product based on the budget being approved by the client. Then they go for manage the progress. Actually manage progression in and out, starting from the construction site clearance to the finishing. Manage all the progress, not only the physical progress, they also manage the financial progress on how the progress started for financial purpose. Simulation and forecasting, there's also the function of the consultant, looking into the simulation of the work and forecast. Because that is why in every construction, they have a forecast progress, forecast financial claim, forecast, sometimes they go for weather as well because they want to ensure that everything will be controlled in ensuring the compliance. So ensuring the compliance is the important job scope of the consultant. So if you go for one terminologies, what is the main function of consultant? Basically to ensure the compliance. We need to ensure a lot of compliance lists, starting from the PBT, the local authority, the service provider, for example, water supply, electrical supply, telecommunication supply, road tapping, providing environmental compliance, safety and health, name it, a lot of compliance. That is actually the regulatory compliance. At the same time, we have also the client's compliance to meet their needs statement and also financial budget. So another compliance needs to be integrated together. And then from the contractor side, their typical line up, they have the subcontract to do for the subcontracting works, supply the staff, workers or laborers. Then also they will purchase or procure the material and suppliers, machine, tools, manage resources. Here in consultant, we manage the progress. We manage the program. We don't manage the resource. Main resource coming from the contractor. What are the main resource regarding the contractor's activities? Normally, we talk about 4 M's. 4 M's. Money, machinery, manpower. One more. Materials. Money, machinery, manpower, and also materials. So 4 M's is normally the theoretical part of manage the resource. We manage our manpower, we manage our money, we manage our materials, we manage our machineries. So there is resource that we talk about regarding the construction activities. Then the contractors also do the planning and scheduling, will be signed or will be approved by the consultant. Then the main important part from the contractor is to build and to deliver the work. So even though contractor normally can do the work by themselves, I can say without the consultant, because build and deliver is their work. Consultant to ensure the compliance, because why? We need 2 persons to do the same work. As a consultant, as a contractor, actually you do the same thing. You still do the construction. I mean, if you construct a school, both consultant and contractor is actually constructing the school. So they have the same goal regarding the project. Only the job function is different. One part of it to do build and deliver. Secondly, or second members is actually to inspect and ensure the compliance. So that is why the terms design and build, contractors, the consultant also need to be inside, because the separation of job scope regarding to the activities and also the compliance to sign off anything related to the activities. Okay, this is the typical construction team lineup, and also to talk about what is actually the function of client consulting contractor as a base again for our talk today. Then this is actually we start to go for our progression materials lah. Before this, it's just about theoretical part of what is the construction, what is the activities, what is the construction site supervisor, what is the some accreditation, certification, and blah blah blah. And we talk about this consultant, contractor, and clients just to understand where is our position. Then we start after 30 minutes or 27 minutes. We start about the progression thing. So about 25 minutes to introduce some important elements to everybody, just to make sure we are standing on the same ground. Because sometimes the people come want to know directly what is actually how to progress, but they don't understand what is the meaning of construction by definitions of law. By definition of law, construction is construction lah. Construction is construction lah. No, you cannot define that way. Construction is actually the terminology is coming from the law. It's endorsed by the parliament. So the term is very important to understand. Now, this is the metrics of having consultant and contractor in the same project. We have the project director, supposed to be PEPC, professional engineers with practicing certificate, actually from the Board of Engineers Malaysia. You can see from this the middle column here. The first column, the left one, is station level. Then we have the project manager, PE or PEPC. In the consultant activity, we have this. Then we have the resident engineers. See, the word engineers will be ended up somewhere. So even though we are engineers, at some point, there is more engineering. There is no more engineering works, or there is no more engineers in our designation. So we're heading towards as project manager, project director, or maybe your managing director and whatnot. So the engineers actually just for a few years, 10 to 15 years in our practice lah, But some of the foreigners, they will use the senior engineers until the age of 50, 60 years old, because they love that engineering, the engineers designation. Then engineering degree, they go for engineering graduate or graduate engineers as well as professional engineers. And engineering diploma or technology diploma, they can apply for the inspector of works or become the site executive by engineering or technology diploma. So they are supervising the works. Inspector of work is do the supervision of work activities from the perspective of the consultant to ensure the compliance that we discussed just now. And their scopes, I just copy back the first slide before this slide. Design and coordination, scope of work, the specification, pricing, control, manage progress, simulation, forecast, and also ensure the compliance. So there is a scope by the person under this consultant. The metrics regarding to the consultant. On the contractor side, construction industry development board. So this is the regulatory body to register the contractors. Board of engineers, the regulatory body to register the consultant. So we got two bodies here from the same kementerian, from the same ministry. The project director, this is supposed to be CCPM level 6. So I'm start to introduce the acronym of progression. We talk about CCPM, construction certified construction project manager level 6 by CIDB. Construction manager CCM, certified construction manager level 5 by CIDB. And also project engineer, once they have the engineering degree, project executive CCPM or CCM level 4 or level 5 or level 6, and will become site engineer or project engineer by definition in contractor. Then engineering diploma, they can apply for certified site supervisor, CSI level 4, and traffic management officer, CTMO level 4. And their works is actually this bottom right here. They are actually the scope of work. So these two metrics, this chart or this metric is showing our position, where suppose we are standing. So are we from the contractor side, where we might be the project engineer or site engineer or project executive if you don't have the engineering degree, and or we are the construction manager if we are having a sufficient exposure or sufficient experience to become a construction manager. So this is the typical one. Well, we understand if you work in the industry, the construction industry, you understand where is actually the position of ourselves. Then there is a lapping scope of knowledge between consultant and contractor. This shown by these two circles or two bubble circles here. So from this board of engineers, we have inspector of work, IOW, graduate engineers, professional engineers, PE, practicing certificate. Other than that, we have IOW architect, professional architect, landscape architect, registered town planner, and whatnot. All consultant regarding their own boards and own bodies. So their scope of work is here. And for CIDB contractors, for construction, we have CSS, CTMO, CCM, CCPM, and facility management, we have FMM and FME. So remember our first definition, we talk about construction, including the operation and maintenance of the work. So FM is part of the supporting members regarding the O&M. FM is part of the supporting members of O&M, operation and maintenance, or asset management, or property management, same thing. Not same lah, but the terminology is very close. The terminology is very close. We need to differentiate it very well. Between property managers or property managers, facility managers, asset managers, quite similar. Quite similar. The job function is quite similar. No, sorry, not job function. The position of function is quite similar. Job function is quite different. Then we have this subcontract, staff worker, and blah blah blah. So two main important that we want to zoom and focus now regarding these two, from the consultant side and also the contractor side, where the lapping scope and knowledge between these two, consultant and contractor, is very clear. We understand the scope of work for each other. As a consultant, we know what supposed to the contractor do. As a contractor, they know actually what we do as a consultant as well. So we very, very understand that. So it is why it's supposed to be a teamwork between contractors and consultants regarding the project, because we are actually develop or construct the same projects. But there are cases where one of them, either consultant or contractors, try to initiate a problem on site because why? They want to stay longer. I've case also. The one of the contractor I don't have to mention, but they try to make the project delay because the officer or the project manager is actually want to stay longer in the construction site because their family is there and everything is there. They don't want to move to another place, so they try to make the project, the contract, the construction more delay because they want to stay longer. They try to hold as long as possible. This also happened because of course it's very convenient to be on site if you have site people. I'm also being site for about 10 years, but now no more. But it's very convenient there. Everything is there. I think the work is quite exciting, and it's quite typically we can do the same thing. It's everything good, but don't have your personal interest in terms of the project. So this is the typical construction team, consultant and contractor, regarding their members as well as the scope and duties. Okay, main competency program. So this is another progressions that we can go and understand. So we see from the perspective of consultant, contractors, and also the construction activities, construction works, we can also see what is actually happening for other discipline or other regulatory body. For example, CIDB, on the left side, we have this all construction and facility management personnel regarding their progressions to become site supervisor, CSI, CTMO, CCM, CCPM, FMM, or FME on DOSH, Department of Safety and Health, very close to us as well, because every CIDB construction works also need to be registered as a DOSH construction project as well, DOSH project as well, because the site supervisor or SSS, site safety supervisor, or SHO, site safety officer, need to be present in the same project. So in DOSH, we have other competency there. I mean, other progression that possible regarding this authorized gas tester or entry supervisors. We have also hygiene technician 1 and 2. We have indoor air quality assessor, lift competent person, major hazard competent person, noise competent person. Noise also in the construction is very close. These two very, very close. Some of these noise competent person also work in the construction work. Occupational health doctors, responsible person, scaffolder. For the scaffolder also in DOSH as well, in the CIDB also having the same thing. Safety and health officer, SHO, triple S, site safety supervisor, steam internal combustion engine engineers. So this is working in the boiler or steam engine, combustion engine in the industry. So these two, regarding CIDB and also DOSH, very similar. Some of the scope of work is actually lapping due to the requirement. For example, in CIDB, we have CSHO as well. CSHO. So who's coming? Wait, where was we? Okay, steam internal combustion engine engineers. So there will be one more person or important members regarding the DOSH competent person. So these two, regarding CIDB and DOSH, is actually quite close. They have some typical lapping function as well regarding some of their members. CSHO, we have CSHO in CIDB at the same time. SHO in DOSH, CSHO in CIDB. So you can imagine how close they are. Then we have DOE, Department of Environmental. This is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 competent person from DOE. CE, PIE, TSO, apa tu? CIPITSO, BP, Biological Process. IET, Industrial Effluent Treatment. Competent person in effluent treatment, industrial effluent treatment. SO is officer, operation, BP, Biological Process, regarding the IET, Industrial Effluent for PCP, chemical process. CE, PBF, back filter for what you call that, the air control. CHEPSO, scrubber for air control as well. CHEPSTPO, STP is a sewage treatment plant competent person for DOE. CHEPSWAM, this is very common. SW is schedule waste managers. CEP, LTPO, LTP, leachate treatment plant, regarding this, what is that? Landfill leachate treatment plant. And CHEPPOM, TSO, POME, palm oil mill effluent. So regarding water as well. So DOE having their own competent person regarding how to control the market and to control their activities. We have also from the Energy Commission, gas competent person, AO, A4, BO, B4, PW2, PW4, electrical competent person, electrical competent engineer, electrical service engineer, registered electrical energy manager, REM energy manager. So in Energy Commission, we have their own list of competent person regarding their activities. So this another progression that we can go if you are coming from the electrical background. SEDA, Sustainable Environment Development Authority. GCPV, Grid Connected Photovoltaic Design, Grid Connected Photovoltaic Wiring. This is regarding the solar power plant. OG, off-grid photovoltaic design, and also solar PV installer, another competent person. SPAN, we have qualified person, SPAN QP for the submission. So this main competence program, or we can see the progression of other interdisciplinary, when we talk about the industry, the same industry you're talking about, construction. So this is also related to our current activities. So now we can see the similarity and differences. The similarity we can say is just about they are all backed up by their own what we call it acts or regulations. Backed up by their own acts and regulations. So this is very important for us to understand that we decide our own construction personnel or construction progression. We have also this progression regarding other competency. Where's my okay, then we move to another slide. So, okay, now finish. Finish regarding the first part. I mean the second part. The first part will be definition. Second part will be the ground base regarding the construction works. Then we go for the framework. Now 9:43. We try to finish at 11 as promised. To understand about the education or progression, we need to understand the main frame where actually we are referring. Actually, the whole world, majority of the world is actually following this ISCED, International Standard for Classification of Education, 2011. Is actually the world reference book to understand what is actually the formal education looks like. So we have ISCED 1 until ISCED 8 regarding the process. So ISCED 1 is mainly on primary education. We can talk about UPSR here in Malaysia practice. ISCED 2 regarding this lower secondary is actually the PMR or PT3 or whatever examination in Form 3. ISCED 3 is our SPM. ISCED is our SPM, upper secondary from 4-5, and also vocational, and also all those vocational or whatever courses coming from ISCED 3. And we have ISCED 4 to ISCED 8, starting from diploma, advanced diploma, bachelor, master, and also doctorate. So PhD is considered as a ISCED, the highest ISCED that we have, which is the ISCED 8. So from this 1 to 8 will form another table that we can show you later through the MQA table. So ISCED now been referred as one of the main framework to bring it down here in Malaysia so that we can follow the same framework internationally, so that our graduates will be recognized by other countries when following the same standard. So standards plays that kind of important role to make sure that our system is according to the international standard. So you can read later. I will share the slide into our group formed by Dr. Siti. I will share the slide later. And these are the books regarding the ISCED, actually available through the internet. You can download and you can read by yourself. It's actually quite interesting. A lot of pages, basically, more than 2,000 pages altogether. But you need to, if you want to know, this is the detailed part of the things or the documentation that you can read. Okay, alternative assessment in higher education. So what we want to do is actually to do our own assessment that allowable by the JPT or by anybody in terms of Malaysia. We go for this kind of JPT. So this is another book that we can refer. It's also available in the internet. Alternative assessment in higher education. So now, by having the framework, we know the detail of the members already, the construction activities, and then the construction personnel members. Then we know the assessment coming from ISCED, and now we have the alternative assessment in higher education regarding all this, so we understand quite well what is actually our frame and how it want to go for our own progression. So this is regarding this 1 to 8, ISCED 1 to ISCED 8. This is actually the framework being adopted by MQA. So that you can see MQF level from level 1 to level 8 is actually clearly here, following the ISCED to make sure that we are actually following the international standard. So for TVET, we don't have the level 7 and level 8 yet at the moment in Malaysia, even though we have a bachelor degree from a technology program from the M2 University. Other than that, we have this lifelong learning through RPL, APL, and also other academic routes through mainstream certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, graduate, bachelor degree, master, and also PhD. So this is quite established Everybody, I think, coming from the mainstream, but we want to talk about other alternative framework so that we might understand how to maneuver between this framework to get progress. Okay, this is defined by MQA under the JPK program. Construction Management Level 5 is actually competent in performing that kind of blah, 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 blah. So when we put a level, we can understand what is the minimum attainment or minimum ability of the candidate if we go for level. So that is why in CIDB program, they have level 1, 2, 3 in ABM, Academy Bina Malaysia, 4, 5, 6 in their personnel supervisor and also supervisory and management program. So putting a level means that we understand what suppose your ability according to your level that you have been obtained. So that is important because internationally we recognize in the same way. So for example, if we got a level 5 from Malaysia, if we bring that level 5 to another countries, the same level 5, they will understand what is actually your ability, what will be your outcomes from that level 5 certificate holders. So there is same thing applicable and also clearly defined by the international market. So CIDB referring to this document CICS, Construction Industry Competency Standard, to go on how we want to go for this certification is referring to the book. And this book also available in the CIDB website. You can download and read by your own to understand actually do we fit to get this certification through CIDB through this competency standard. So from that IICD, going forward to the MQA through MQA, chart like this, and then cascade down to the CIDB through the CICS, and also coming from level, for example, this one is level 6, level 6. So there is actually a framework to understand what is level 8, what is level 7, what is level 6, and whatnot. So this is to explain about what is the competency looks like when talk about level 6, and what is your expected attributes as well as the ability and also outcomes if you hold the certificate of level 6. All right, and then these are all frameworks regarding the CIDB process. We don't want to talk much about this because about one more. Then the acronym, okay, this is NOS. So many distraction juga daripada pagi tadi kita buat di sini ya. Okay, here. Acronym NOS, National Occupational Skills Standard. This is from JPK. I think we quite familiar with JPK program as well as the MQA program. So CIDB is one of the program is offered now in through the CIDB framework. Okay, so by validating these all programs, you can get the NOS and CICS plus the CSQF framework. There is one framework that is ready and available for you. And this is a reference coming from the TVET structure from UNESCO Univoc. UNESCO Univoc is the the international reference, and so also there's also slide over here. International frameworks to understand what is our TVET frameworks looks like. It's also available in the net. I will share with you the slide, and then you can go and read by yourself. Primary education, 5 years is compulsory education. Primary education 5 years, 6 years until Darjah 6, 12 years old. And then we have lower secondary, PMR, and also upper secondary. Upper secondary is SPM, and then we go for post, starting from diploma, bachelor, master, to PhD. So this is also available. And again, TVET framework is not there for level 6, 7, and 8 from MQA, but with the amendment of the Acts, hopefully to be soon. I really hope that it can be very, very soon. The amendment of KAPPK-X Atta 625 Atta National Skill Development Act to start on introducing Sarjana Muda Kemahiran, Bachelor in Skills, Master in Skills, and also PhD in Skills. So hopefully there will be another progression that is possible for our construction personnel to get it to get their own progression. Okay, now level 6, 4, 5, and 6. This is regarding JPK and CICS certification from CIDB and also JPK program. And this is our landscape. This is our landscape. Talking about construction activities or construction is actually produced by this majority of this ministry. From OHR, we have IL Tech, JMTI, SIA, Polytechnic, MOHE, we have Polytechnic, also College Community, KV, KKL, we have KM, Getmara, and also Unique. Actually, what is it? Unique KL, maybe, or Unimara, MQA, this is not related to construction. KBS, we have Tech. Oh, sorry, KBS, we have IKBN. So the progression or the supply of the TVET members from level 3, 4 SKM program coming from these agencies in Malaysia. So this is how our landscape looks like. And currently we have more than 1,000 institutions of TVET from Majlis TVET Negara that producing a lot of the personnel coming, maybe one of you coming from this institution as well. So this is where well, coming from many ways, so we need to finally we need to find where is actually our stand to go about. Okay, engineering diploma grade simulation construction industry. I've wrote it somewhere in 2019, I think, and just to put what we call that the structure or the tables regarding the categorization of diploma. For example, in the left side we have diploma engineering or engineering technology. We have diploma engineering, diploma in technology, and diploma in technology from MBOT accreditation and also CIDB. Another sort of certification. They put a level 4 national occupational skills standard. Level 4 we have this CSS. Okay. All right. Okay, that's not clear. Okay, so these three main important reference: Board of Engineers, Board of Board, and also CIDB Board, also offering the same offer regarding how it can be progressed. Okay, 1 hour. I need to go one more. It's quite very important. So the X copy and all this will be here. So you just can download this later. And also the registration after graduation, all Board of Engineers graduate can be registered as IOW, Board of Engineers. Technologies can be registered qualified technician TC and not applicable for CIDB. So that is actually not a full-time program. These two only full-time program. So IOW Board of Engineers, intern IOW for fresh diploma graduate and qualified technician from the MBOD and certified site supervisor of CIDB. So these are all at level 4, same level 4, different approach and different methods of getting it. So of course, level 4 in CIDB coming with method interview or method assessment through the modular assessment. Name after assessment inspector of work, certified technician TC, and also certified site supervisor CSS. Okay. Okay, all right. Mandatory. Okay. Registration, the bottom column over here. Registration mandatory of every IOW to be registered as a IOW before employed as an IOW. It's under the Akta Pendaftaran Jurutera 1967. And then from MBOD is a voluntary registration to get the TC status. And CIDB is actually mandatory registration to become the CSS in supervising the site activities in the construction. So that is actually where the position of our graduates when talk about engineering diploma or diploma graduates who are working in the construction industry. So this is a possibility for you to work either in these three columns as your career start. So we want to talk about the progression later. Promoting learning for the world of work. Now we starting from the local base. CIDB just now we're talking about NOS, talking about JPK, we're talking about SKM, talking about MQA, we're talking about all these local available boards, lembaga jurutera, lembaga teknologi, and also lembaga pembinaan. Now, how it can migrate or not migrate, sorry, upgrade into the world of work. I mean, how we want to progress other than Malaysian market. So in the we have this UNESCO Univoc Global Network for TVET institutions. So you can Google after this to find what is actually talking about this UNESCO Univoc things. Is very big market in the world market regarding the TVET as well as construction activities. Now we want to go for global. We have also in our Southeast Asia CTVET based in Thailand, Bangkok, and also Brunei. We have UNESCO Univoc based in Germany. Other than that, it's all worldwide. So we want to go as far as possible. But check over here. Is there any question? Ada question? Okay, Pak. All right. Thank you, Pak. Oh, thank you, Taufik sama. Baca lagi chat lah. Boleh baca kejap lah kot lah. 2 minit. Thank you, Engineer Taufik Samad. Thank you, Sharif Zakaria. Alexander, thanks. Morning, sir. Taufik, my friend. Okay, siapa lagi? William. I think daripada Sarawak pada ni. KPKT Farhan masuk meeting. Okay, semua Pak keluar. Okay, baik. Ada soalan, kalau ada soalan baca sini. Boleh tulis sini. Okay. Sebab nampak tiba-tiba chat tu pop up lah. Okay, this is how we want to go for global. Huh? How we want to go for global. Okay. Okay. So from local Asian or Southeast Asian market, we have CVET, CTVET. And this is actually talking about globalization. We're talking about global interconnectedness. We're talking about not migration lah. We're talking about how to get more exploration in the world market. Okay, this is the UNESCO Univoc website regarding the innovation and future of the TVET in Malaysia, and this is country profiles. So there are about 100 countries in this UNESCO TVET country profile. You also can Google it later. So where they show us how the ISCD before become the tiers to climb up from ISCD 1 to ISCD 8. So this actually happened in our industry as well. While we are actually in the system already, maybe we don't realize. Maybe we just don't realize. We actually in the system of ISCD just to become the world standard workers or world standard competent person to meet the world market. Okay, all right. So I need to introduce one of the the awarding body from the UK. Name it as a OTHM qualification. It's about 20 years in the market. A UK-based awarding organization related to Ofqual. Ofqual is Office of the Qualification and Examination Regulation. Numerous delivery center. Following the British standards qualification, we are at Megayati, is one of the approach center of the OTHM qualification. We provide the endorsed learning program level 5, 6, and 7 under the European qualification framework. So, for example, before this in Malaysia, here, we talk about our own Malaysian qualification framework, MQA. That is why the MQA word is there. And also, agencies is there. And the accreditation is from what we call that SKM and also JPK is there. But in the world level, we have this potential qualification through the European qualification framework, another framework in another continent, for us to as an offer for progression to the world market. And these are our programs regarding the OTHM qualification. We have about 14-16 programs altogether for international professional certificate. We work with USM, USM, UNIMEP, what else? UITM currently, just to UNIMAS, one more, just to encourage the participation coming from the international market for the program regarding the construction personnel. Then the program also comes with ECTS, the European Credit Transfer System, from OTHM qualification, where the certificate allow us to get progression through another level as a credit transfer for the program. I don't want to go to touch more about this as well, but just to introduce you. Another one is the ECTS. We talk about ECTS here. ECTS credit achieved here, total ECTS credit achieved 30. So ECTS is actually talking about the system used by European countries for international admissions. So this is where the normalization been done. We can understand that among the countries, they have their own specific program, they have their own culture, they have their own framework, they have their own practice, they have their own regulatory body, and all those detailing localized. But to escalate it into the specific international level, we need some more nationalization. No, not nationalization. What we call that? Normalization. How to normalize it? To normalize it, one way to normalize it is through the ECTS. We put a European qualification framework as one of the normalizing factors so that people can go and normalize it through the ECTS or through the EQF. We have also here in the Asian market, we have Asian qualification framework, basically. Asian qualification framework, but is not as popular as the European qualification framework. So, but we have it. So this is the way where the actual program coming from the Malaysian market, let's say CIDB or although DOSH, SEDA, ST, just now we mentioned about DOE and whatnot, and coming from our framework, registered framework, just like our MQA, JPK program, and also non-registered framework, but coming from the regulatory body, just like CIDB, ST, SEDA, DOE, and blah, blah, blah just now. How to bring it up to the normalization so that it can go forward into the market compared to the being recognized only at the local level. So EQF is one of the solution. European qualification framework is one of the solution to normalize all framework coming from any part of the world to be recognized by the ECTS. So here, OTHF that we are providing the progression coming from the UK and also providing the ECTS through the EQF framework, European qualification framework. Okay, and through this, we have about 166 members of all UNESCO networks regarding the TVET programs, and also more than 70 countries from the OTHM program qualification here in the right side. This is the left side, this is the right side. So let's see on how big market are. If we get this kind of certification, we get progress to the world and see what we can do from the perspective of the world market. So this is actually to bring another perspective, understanding the market as well as the availability of the program to be internationalized. Then we can see what is actually the potential of what we call a progression in our professions. What next? So then, certification process. We talk about certification at the beginning regarding the accreditation and also certification. So what if we just enter the job market on job self-learning activities? Enter the job market. So what if one person coming from random background, then they enter the job market, then they have this on-job learning and self-learning activities and past learning experience, then they get entry minimum requirement, they go for experience, qualify and get the certification. So this is our aim today. Our aim today is actually to look into the possibility of one person coming into industry, enter the job market, getting the job self-learning activities, then get the sufficient experience. How it going to get the certification through their own experience. Okay. All right. This is another question always been asked to me regarding how to be a PE if I'm a judgment AO, for example. And actually, it's not just for the judgment AO. Everybody, I think, can go for the same flow chart. So essentially in Bahasa Melayu, we have this start point here. Status pendidikan, engineering diploma. No, we need to repeat until we get the engineering diploma, and we go through one by one and go through one. Then where the program been accredited, mandatory requirement coming from diploma engineering or diploma in engineering technology, and then the list is there on how to check your diploma, and then go for yes or not. If not, you still need to get back to the diploma. Or yes, you can start to go for your second step to get the ijazah kejuruteraan, I mean the engineering degree, either engineering degree or engineering technology degree. Engineering technology also having a roadmap to become the PE at one time. So from there, after completion, this is also mandatory. After the completion of engineering degree, you can go for a board of engineers, engineering graduates or graduate engineer. Then you can start your own routes to become the PE through the board engineers. And then through other route, when you start with the engineering technology, start of the BMS Technology Kejuruteraan, then go top up program with the program being approved by the board, and then you go back to the link to become the graduate engineers. So the flowchart is actually applicable, can be used for our, target, our progression if you are in the engineering program. Okay. This is what we have as a mega we have in University Malaysia Police on how to progress through the non-MQA program, diploma, bachelor, and also master. And all programs is actually been mapped and also linked into another framework at the same time. For example, we have professional diploma Unimap approved by the Senate, University Senate. We have site supervision from this is the name of the program. Sorry, this is the name of the program. Professional diploma in site supervision, professional diploma in construction traffic management, professional diploma in facility management. So it comes together but optional. Together means it's actually ready, but you need to go for another assessment. For this CSS, CIDB, CTMO, CIDB, and also FME, CIDB at level 4. And at the same time, we have also offered this JPK program, CVS3, and also MCE3, and also ARB3, depend on what program you are enrolling. And then from here, straight away through this line, go to the European market, EQF, European Qualification Framework, CSS at level 5, CTM at level 5, and also CFMS at level 5 as well. So the roadmap and also the framework is now been stitched together. We have non-MQA program in university approved by the Senate, but inside we have CIDB program by their own qualification framework, construction skill qualification framework by their own framework. And then we have JPK program inside. If you go for JPK assessment, at the same time we have OTHM EQF program inside at the same time. So this is where the program is actually there and mapped and been stitched and arranged together to get this what we call that progression. We can get step-by-step progression from diploma up to bachelor and up to master. Same goes to the bachelor level. We have construction management and also facility management, professional bachelor in construction management, professional bachelor in facility management. So it comes to the CIDB level 5, CCM also level 5, FMM, and also JPK program at level 4, CVS and also MCE4, then mapped together with OTHM level 6, OTHM level 6 in construction management and also facility management. So this is how we do. Because we want to make sure that the program and the attainment of the program coming from the right and specific framework, so that the program will be very competitive to the market, and also our participant will get what actually they're supposed to get. So we are not playing things with just to the purpose of conducting a program. No, we want to make it very, very sure that the program is actually very much following the available standard that we can map on. But this is for non-MQA and also what we call that non-mainstream. It's not a mainstream program. So to understand the mainstream program is actually coming from the program that we are understand and there is established already. For example, from SPM, diploma, bachelor, master, PhD. So this is actually established. But we want to talk about this kind of program is integrating the available framework that we have. So we have CSQF, we have the EQF, we bring it together, blend it, and run our own program. So same goes to the master as well. Professional masters in construction project management, professional master in facility management, we get CCPM level 6 and also FMPM. This is coming from OTHM, basically level 7. So we're following this in an international framework. So the mapping of the program been done and been scrutinized by our University Senate and now been offered to the market. We are getting towards 8 or 9 intake this coming June, next month. Next month will be 8 or 9 intake already. We started in November 2020. 2021 we got 3 intakes, 2022 we got 3 intakes, 337, and last March 8, today, I mean this coming June will be the 9th intake lah, intake ke-9 untuk program bersama dengan Universiti Malaysia Police. So this is also one kind of progression that you can opt to if you really want to go for master professional, starting from whatever credential that you have now. This is some progression that is possible for you to get obtained. Okay, ada soalan? Tak ada lagi. Okay, good. Okay, these are the programs. We go for the matrix, professional diploma, professional bachelor, and also professional master. Site supervision, CSS, CCPM, CCM, CTMO, and also total professional program is 17 specialization. Okay, 17 specializations, especially in FM specialists. This is how we put it into the diploma, bachelor, and master level, and also what are the programs that are available in the uni. Okay, this the progression. I know it's not that clear, but I will share the actual PDF copy into the group later. The whole framework that have been discussed today for about 1 hour and 15 minutes is actually been charted here. The flow chart is now ready for everybody to get placement where you want to place and how you can run into the flow chart according of following the arrows to get it certified, to get your progression. So I think for this I need to go for zoomable document or what else next. Okay, this one next. Zoomable document so that we can go straight to the program. So let me share screen. What is this? Okay, here. All right. Boleh nampak ni? Can you see this? Siti boleh nampak Siti? Okay. Boleh? Can you see? And also I need my pen. Okay, let's see the first one. From EAC, you talk about engineering degree. You can go for here. Boleh nampak Siti? Siapa-siapa? Tolong tengok siapa ada.
Boleh zoom je.
Okay, saya nak pergi yang besar dulu. Dan kita akan zoom sikit-sikit.
Ya, boleh zoom
Okay.
sikit baru
Boleh zoom sikit Okay. Hello. Okay, sekejap. Okay. Engineering degree, we talk about this just now. This flow coming from construction industry, and then they go for 1 year to become the graduate engineers or the board engineers, and then from here BEM, PAE. This is mainstream. This is mainstream. PE, board engineers. PCE to become the terpadam pula pakai pencil ini, and then PEPC, then coming down to become member of a CAPE UK. From the equivalent pathway, they can become the chartered building engineers in the UK, and later on they can become the can become the Engineering Council Chartered in CH from the UK. So this is one route, and this is established. Established means that there is the route, something like that. Route tu dah ada. That route is available. So at the moment, I think most of our participants will look into another alternative routes. So this will be one route regarding this professional development coming from the engineering program, or even the engineering diploma. Change the color. Here.
Hello, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Can we get the BEM certified? At the same time, we are going through that way to gain Engineering Council. Is it we have to complete the BEM first, or can we go it together? Can we go
Together?
through the path together?
Okay, you can go together. You can go by BEM first, or you can go by CEng first, Chartered Engineer first, also can.
Also can, huh?
Also can. You can go Chartered Engineer, then come back to Malaysia to register as a, the professional engineer in Malaysia. But becoming engineers in the UK, to be registered as professional engineer in Malaysia, still require you to have engineering degree, accredited engineering degree by the Board of Engineers. So that is the difference. Still required. So in normal mainstream, whoever getting this engineering degree will go through this yellow mark line, engineering degree. So some of them, they will go straight away to the Engineering Council UK first, then come back to Malaysia to register as a PE through route C, foreign engineers. It's happened. It's happened. But these two is doable. You can do as long as you have accredited engineering degree. Okay, for engineering diploma here, coming from the joint construction industry, 1 year, registered as the IOW of the Board of Engineers, and then from here, normally we end our career lah. I can say that for IOW, either they go for back to the MQA bachelor if they go for university program, 3-4 years bachelor program in engineering, they can get this MQA bachelor. Then they will climb up into MQA master if they want. Then from here also supposed to be okay, MQA bachelor. Okay, this is not okay. I need to go for here. This is also, if that MQA bachelor is in an engineering program, they can go to here back. Then they can follow the yellow line, the yellow mark, or the yellow highlight. If not, they go for MQA master, MQA PhD. And one other option, from here, they can go to UNIMAP bachelor, non-MQA, but through CCM, FMM, or FMM CIDB, then go to OTHM level 6, climb up, go level 7, climb up into Cape member through the experience pathway. They can become the chartered building engineer here in the UK, then can become the chartered engineer in the UK. So the route is different. The route is also different. So engineering diploma routes, either they go for MQA bachelor, or they go back to the engineering bachelor, then they climb up into the graduate engineer routes to become the professional engineer in Malaysia through Board of Engineers. Or they opted, sila.
Sorry, Dr. Prakam, there is one question in the chat box. What are the requirements of experience pathway to get CBIL?
Requirement experience pathway to get CBIL. Okay, later. Ayat ni Dr. Siti akan jawab nanti. Boleh Dr. Siti jawab lah. Nanti ya. Kita akan tutup untuk sesi dan kita sambung untuk Q&A. Siti, ramai pejabat tu. Okay, then non-MQA engineering degree program or diploma. This is MQA but non-engineering. MQA program but non-engineering, either degree or diploma. So they enter the construction industry, then they go for 1 to 3 years. Of course, if they are not engineering degree, they cannot go for the Board of Engineers registration lah, either for PE or IOW cannot. Then from here, go on-job training, micro-credential or CPD courses. Then they can climb into the UNIMAP bachelor that offered by the UNIMAP through a non-MQA program. But again, I need to emphasize on the other framework that we are referring, which are SQF, CIDB, and also OTHM qualification, European qualification framework. So here, go for CCM level 5, OTHM level 6, and then either they want to go climb up this way from bachelor to master, or they can climb up this way from level 5 to level 6, or they can climb up this way from level 6 to level 7 and go back to the main route, back to the Cape member and come into experience pathway to become the chartered building engineer. It also applicable. It also can be done. So regarding experience pathway will be discussed by Dr. Siti just now. She's actually managing the registration of CAPE member to become the chartered body engineers through our framework. We have, I think, more than 5 at the moment. We start to introduce, I think, in bulan puasa itu dan beberapa bulan April. I mean 2 months by now, about 2 months. About 1 month by now lah. Baru Mei kan. About 1 month by now. So actually, we have kind of experience. I think Dr. Siti will be able to answer that question. All right. And then this is 3. One, let me. Ni dah cerita. Itu pathway, or that is actually the pathway that available for them to work with. How about other than these 3 MQA program? This is MQA. This one is JPK program or skill program. In skill program, we name it as a TVET pembinaan. Kalau dalam CIDB, kalau construction TVET pembinaan, SKM level 3. Just like CVS 3, MCE 3, or ARB 3 just now lah. So from here, what is possible for them to come with the any education from JPK program or ABM, MARA, IKM, and you name it, that 1,200 institutions just now, and then join the construction industry 1 to 3 years. Now, actually, they are, let's say they hold level 3 SKM or level 3 SPM. When we talk about level 3, while we understanding the IICED, we know that level 3 is equivalent to SPM. So level 3 SKM is actually IICED 3. Level SPM also the IICED 3 also. So we talk about IICED just now. Tadi dah sentuh. So from here, following the black arrow, turun, pergi ke on-job learning experience by credential PD course. Then you climb up to take this diploma map, or of course if you're fit enough, I mean due to the experience and also the minimum age, you call for UniMap program, non-MQA, either from CM or FM. Then from here, you get parallelly the CCM from CIDB or FMM if you are meeting the requirement, meeting the CIDB requirement, because we just put this table, but of course we need to see the requirement of CIDB as well. And then OTHM level 6. So you finish 1 horizontal certification. Then you can go for vertical, this way, or this way, or all that ways. Tiga jalan tu naik sekali. Then from here, go to CAPE member in the UK, and then experience pathway, you can become the chartered body engineer as well. So there is routes that been charted by our progression potential. Other than that, it's actually non-formal education. Non-formal education, what we mean by non-formal education, they don't have any IICED 3, or they have SPM minimum, or PMR, SRP, PT3. Then they start join the industry. Let's say if they end their, because our system mandatory school is just for standard 6. Standard 6 only. Standard 6 means dah jenam, 12 years old. And then if they go for secondary school, let's say sampai umur 15, tingkatan 3, form 3. So that form 3, 15 years old, then they enter the job market, maybe by law he cannot work. He cannot work. So 16, 17, 18 only he can work. Past the minimum labor law. So 18 years old plus, let's say 5 years old, she's only 23 years old, or he's only 23 years old. So from that 23 years old, what possible, if they enter the job market, now they are somewhere here, getting experience through their own job scope or job function, And then from here, they can go for UNIMED bachelor program, or they can climb up into the diploma if the experience or these two will be assessed by the university interview panels lah. Will be assessed by interview panels. So let's say go back to the diploma, UNIMED diploma. Then from diploma, bachelor degree, sorry, master, and they go for this this OTHM, come back into CAPE member and become the chartered engineer through experience pathway. This is also possible for these 3 M's candidate. 3 M's is just membaca, menulis, and mengira. He can read, he can write, and also he can count and minimum, because we understand that a lot of people actually they can just use their own essential skills to work in the industry, not necessarily to go for a formal education, while they can start to develop their own the expertise or experience through the on-job training. Okay, that will be one progression coming from, let's say, non-formal education. Here, go to here, credentials. So from here, let's say they climb up to diploma first, bachelor first, master, go back to here on the horizontal side, CCPM level 6 and also OTHM level 7, straight away to the CAPE member and through experience pathway to become the chartered engineer. And they got one more junction over here is very, very important to explain also. This junction. Where? Kenapa dia hilang? This junction, either you go for this direction, or you can go both. This direction. Through Appel micro credential, you can get PhD in pengurusan. Pengurusan. It's not engineering, of course, because we work with random entry coming from here. We're not all engineers. And then pengurusan pembinaan or pengurusan facility, facility management or construction management. Or they can go for one more university that we are working with, Twin Tech College. We start a master business administration MBA, then become doctorate in business administration DBA. So these 2 areas, chartered engineer of UK and also PhD and also DBA, is actually ready for our construction personnel from any background to start progress your career under the framework that have been discussed today. So despite you coming from any of these, you enter the job market, get sufficient experience, get a progression. For example, from here, then you get progress, come and take this as the opportunity to become chartered engineer and also PhD holder or DBA holder at the same time. But they will require, of course, a lot of efforts, time investment, and also commercial investment also, of course, and there's also commercial investment involved there. But just to tell and just to share that the routes are available. Of course, we're talking about routes. We can, for example, we can travel from one point to another. There will be time consumed, money consumes, because we're talking about progression. We're talking about moving. Moving means you need to sacrifice and you need to invest. So this is the roadmap that we have been prepared for talk today, basically for talk today, for all of our construction personnel to understand and to understand and to support that actually you have a progression and not only to become the construction personnel at whatever that we have at the moment. Okay. I think I want to stop in this PDF. If you got a question related to this chart, maybe we can discuss first and then go back to the slide, please. Is there a question related to the chart?
There's got one question in the chat box. The question is, so means that after complete the CCPM program, we can do to doctor construction management. Is it, doctor?
Yeah, there is The program is actually sorry, once again the question.
After complete the CCPM program, we can
Here.
do at the chat box.
Construction management. Okay, from
yeah.
William, From William.
Yeah,
After
from
complete the CCPM program. Okay. CCPM program is level 6. It's level 6. What we are going to do is actually to get level 7 first. Here. This is level 6. This is level 7. Get level 7 first, because level 7 is entry requirement for level 7 here and also level 7 here. Bear in mind, right? Level 6 cannot jump to level 8 lah, of course, PhD level 8. So the route is actually to get first CCPM or CCPM, whatever in level 7 or THM that we have, either CM or FM. Then from this route, you need to enter back to the MQA program through APEL, through these two universities. We got Geomatica University in KL and also Twin Tech College University in Penang. So we got these two at the moment. And either you want to go for business administration MBA, or then you can become the doctorate in business administration DBA if you are in the business rather than in the technical. If you are in the technical, for example, you want to go for PhD in construction. PhD in construction for this Geomatica College is still under the development. What we have now is actually PhD in management. PhD in management is come with APEL level 7, APEL 7 master in management, and then you go for PhD in management. Your construction activities or construction experience documentation can be used for that PhD in management construction. So there is the naming, just the naming, because one PhD program to be established, to be registered as MQA is quite costly. So they don't go for PhD in construction management or PhD in facility management at the moment, but looking into the numbers, that will be part of the part of the criteria to start to the university to register as the to register their program in PhD management. So hopefully one day we can have that PhD in construction and PhD in facility management lah. Okay, hopefully that will answer the question for Mr. William. Dr. Siti, I think you can answer on the experience pathway tadi tu.
Okay, the question from Mr. Ng Jing Yong just now asked me about what are the requirement of experience pathway to get chartered building engineer from Cape. Actually, I already answered the question. For the experience pathway, they need experience in build environment for 6 years of working experience, where 2 in senior role. Further detail on personal qualification, you can PM me later. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Siti. Ada
Okay.
lagi soalan? Is there any other question from this PDF file? I need to go back to the slide because we don't finish yet. Thank you, Mr. William. Thank you. Okay. Now all chart there. So I mean it's quite messy there, but we can remove it later lah. So you can get the clean one version through the group, through the WhatsApp groups lah. Okay, I stop sharing this. Go back to our slide. Okay, here. Okay, the progression been discussed. 10:40 now, 10:40. So hopefully we can finish by 11. And we're still open for the Q&A if it's still a requirement or still a question coming from the audience lah. Okay, these are the certificate of chartered building engineers by the UK chartered member and also chartered building engineer. So this certificate will come together through this through the application by us lah. So Dr. Siti is a person in charge on registering our members to become the chartered building engineer in the UK through Chartered Association of Blind Engineers in the UK. Later on, if you are interested, you can go back to the city to discuss on how your progression will take lead lah. Okay. Okay, the purpose of the talk is actually to share about how we can go on the progressions in the construction industry, because based on my discussion with all construction members, we have quite numbers of members who are supporting in our program. So we are looking into a clear and precise progressions for us, everybody. I'm not actually looking into the one who coming from the mainstream, because mainstream progression is quite established. Everybody knows where they stand and knows how to get progress through the mainstream. SPM, diploma, for example, bachelor, MQA, master, PhD, MQA. And that will be based on their results that they obtain in SPM, for example. Other than that, and we have a majority of our construction industry members not coming from that kind of education background. When talk about their opportunities to get certified by either by professional bodies or by the professional associations, just like CAPE, or even to get certified by accreditation process by CIDB, for example. Sometimes they go by try and error. They don't understand how to make it in the clear and also structured ways. So that is why we come up with this kind of progression chart for you to know that actually there is still the potential opportunity for everybody. I'm not only coming from the specific engineering background or MQA trained background or MQA certification background. You can come also from any backgrounds for you to get progress. But again, progression means movement. Movement means cost. You need to invest on time. You need to invest on financial as well. So if mainstream also same thing. As a engineering students, they graduated as an engineering degree certificate holders with about 35 to 40,000 what we call that PTPTN loan, for example. So the investment of their progressions need to be understand as there is commercial values inside it. I'm not talking about 40,000, my dear construction fellow friends here. 40,000 is huge numbers, and our programs actually you can go for I think go for detail. For example, I'm not sure, because we need to understand your current current position. What is your expectation? Then we can customize it for you. We can customize. This is the word I want to tell. We can customize your progression if you just to get chartered by engineers, and let's see what is your status now. From your status, we can customize it to get assist you to getting that status. So I'm not ask you to go to get everything. Diploma pun ambil, bachelor pun ambil, master pun ambil. No, I'm not asking you that. But to see actually where is your level now. If you are, let's say, 35 years old with about 10 years of experience in construction or 15 years of experience in construction, and your highest education at that moment or this moment is diploma, for example, so I will encourage you to get a bachelor first. Bachelor, just to get bachelor graduates from the University of Malaysia, and then you start on the OTHM routes to get this chartered by engineers through equivalency routes. Through the experience routes. So that is possible. So Dr. City will helping you in this. I personally having a very good, what we call that, friends from all over Malaysia who are supporting us in producing this kind of chart to express. That is actually the way for us. Don't limit ourselves just with the education that we have now, because we got a lot more to go, we got a lot more to experience. And if you're still young, about 30 to 35 years old, or even close to 40 years old, you still got a lot of time to explore yourself in the industry. So don't limit ourselves. This is part of things that we want to express in this seminar today lah. So becoming a chartered member and chartered building engineer of UK is one of the rules that been established, run through. We shared the route that been proven, run through, not the yang kita agak-agak can go. No. This always we have been producing this certificate starting from the last. I'm also getting in last year 22 to May, and about 1 year I need to understand the whole structure, and up we find out on how to bring it to the Malaysian market of construction personnel. So we help each other. We understand that the industry belong to us. We love the industry so much. We know that our progression is as important as our industry. The industry is important. The building engineers is important. The engineering works and also construction work is really, really important. FM also important. Everything is important. But ourselves and our progression is also most important. Because why? Once we get progressions, we have options. Once we get progression, we get options. Either you want to stay with the same company, or you want to move out, or you want to do something else, or you want to, based on your own new credentials, you want to start your own business or whatnot. So there is your options. So being a sort of, I can say, failure also lah. If you keep complaining about our environment but we do nothing, it's quite a fail for us who always talk about our ecosystem, our environment, working environment. We don't satisfy with all this, we don't satisfy with all this, but at the same time we don't do anything to get progress. So it's actually our own call, our own fault. If you don't progress in our own industry, it's actually our own fault. Because the option is there. We can understand that money or commercial values is important thing, but if you want to balance up between commercial and also your progression, that is where we are here to go for your customized program. If you are really, really required, and to talk to Dr. Siti, so hopefully she can help you on do your progression lightly on what is more beneficial for you. So we help each other. We want everybody to get success in the industry that we love most. So benefit of progression, we support the lifelong learning on the TVET certification for all. So everybody is actually open for TVET qualification. Quality education, we want to make everybody having access to education and certification. In Malaysia, we are very lucky because our TVET certification process or program is obtainable. Some of the countries, they are still looking into basic necessities. I went quite a lot of our neighbor countries. When try to promote our certification program, they telling us that in their country, sometimes they need to go for food rather for education or rather for certification. So in the trend, basically, food is the most important thing beside place to stay, your home, food, these two. So normally we can get some of the country that I've visited lah. They have their house, they need to bring food on the table. So we talk about education and progression on all this certification, they don't interested because they're more important thing to take care of. In Malaysia, I believe that in our own Malaysian, if we are Malaysian anyway, so we have that kind of stable, place to stay, as well as we can bring food to the table. Only how to get progress. So there's another aspect that we want to go for our own career development. Benchmark I have explained we have benchmarked to international framework, EQF, European Qualification Framework, and we take it from ISCED. I've explained about ISCED as well, and also local framework by CIDB program through CSQF, Construction Skill Qualification Framework. So it's not a normal program that we are promoting or we are explaining. It's actually regarding the important framework that have been also been mapped into the framework that have been developed. Ready for global mobility and interconnected. So that is your call. As I explained, if you got this certificate of progressions through OTHM, is actually available in more than 70 countries. If you feel that there's time for you to migrate and look into something else in other countries, this is the time. This is the time. Even though we have home here in Malaysia, but sometimes for some period of time, we need to explore other opportunities as well. So it's up to you. We have our alumni now working in Canada and also Brunei and also. So I'm quite sure that the OTH, and so we got also coming from Somalia last 2 weeks, 3 or 4 Somalian getting our OTHM certificate and how to start their progress there in the Somalia. So we see on the international global mobility and interconnectedness, I think it's very, very important for us to participate. If you feel that this is good for you, of course, it's coming from your heart. If you feel that it's good for you, you can process. If you want to stay at your comfort zone now, just working as usual, it's all your call. It's all your call. We don't have to influence you for the things that you like. Industry client recognition, of course, we have this client and also industry recognition through the membership of International Chartered Association of Building Engineers, for example. It's a chartered royal chartered status of association in the UK that the breakthrough to become the chartered engineer in the UK as well. So it's very, very reputable recognition coming from the international market. Employment recognition, if you don't get recognized from your own current employer due to your employer for whatever reason, maybe you can get another employment or something like that, because recognition coming if we put ourselves to be recognized. Sometimes we work what we call that just to deliver our work. It's different with person who want to work to get that recognition. It's different. It's different way. Cultivate the best practices. Of course, you get list of outcomes. From the outcomes, we can understand what is actually supposed to be our what we call that attributes coming, or attributes that we're supposed to have. So the best practices actually coming from the cultivating of the best activities into the work culture. Self-regulatory. So while understanding the function, the definitions, the function, and the responsible of ourselves as construction personnel, and also the as a progression. For example, you have level 6, level 7 in OTHM, for example. Of course, you want to differentiate yourself by others, with others, not to become arrogant or to show off. No, because you reach to the level where people should respect and recognize your level 7 recognition. So while you're getting the level 7 recognition, of course, the self responsibility and self-regulatory will be automatically surfaced, because this is the way of having a good recognition through academic is supposed to reflect our recognition in among our job, among our co-peers and also peers workers. Okay, professional status title abbreviation MCAT CBLE UK after name. So this is as one of the package coming together. MCAT, member of Chartered Association of Building Engineers UK, and so Chartered Building Engineers UK coming after your name. We don't have anything in front of our name lah. TS ke, IR ke, TC ke, tak ada. So we put after name, the post nominal names to be registered as MK and also CBT from the UK. So this is automatically for those who are achieving the status of member CAPE and also Chartered Building Engineer CAPE. So the abbreviation after name can be used straight away. Then hopefully you can come back and contribute back to your own industry because we come and go. Myself also will be get changed or not changed lah. Will get replaced by somebody else in future to talk about this kind of topic. And so since if you reach to that point where you can come back to industry and please contribute back and make sure everybody having the same chance as you. So I've got the chance from my MQA lines previously as a master holders, PhD holders, PE from the board of engineers as well. So that all my chance, and Alhamdulillah, I've get it. But how I can bring the same chance to another? So this is what we're trying to do. Because at my point, I believe that the chance that I've got and I've utilized the way of learning to get my PhD as well as my PE for the last, my PE is about 20 years by now. I'm getting my PE in 2003. Now 2023. So my PE is already 20 years. Oh God. Yeah, show how old I am now. And then my PhD also regarding about to be 10 years from now, from 2014. So what I can do now is to bring more PhD and PE status members to get and replace me in the future, because the progress is still there. The nation needs still construction and need the people to go and drive the construction industry. So at my point now, I can contribute what I'm capable of, and hopefully everybody can contribute by their own capabilities. So this is what we need to think back to make sure that the industry will keep going even after us. Okay, the snapshot from my LinkedIn and also Facebook. We have, I think, Arif Anwar, Zawawi, Vun, I cannot see name. There's Taufik Samad, I think one of them, so Taufik. And also, this is people, our friends who have been getting the certification from CAPE to become as a chartered building engineers. I believe that this thing that can be also, the certificate also available for all of you. 3 more minutes. I think that's it for my presentation. I can open maybe 1 or 2 questions to be answered. And again, on the behalf of Megati Academy, on this National Training Week 2023, organized by Human Resource Development Corporation, HRD Corp, I would like to thank everybody giving your time, precious investment time to join for this webinar. I really hope that we can get some benefit from the webinars, and don't stay stagnant. Get progress and get yourself recognized from the industry so that you can have many options in the workplace. So a year from now, you may wish you had started something today. Too busy for improvement, actually you are still stagnant. Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Siti. And also, if you got any question, 2 minutes, please. Thank you. This is my contact and also my email, but don't contact me through email. I really susah baca email. Too many email, about 40,000-60,000 email. No, I don't read. Just contact me through WhatsApp. It's more convenient for me to communicate. Thank you. Dr. Siti, please.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Akam. Actually, I just want to say a few things. I believe the essence in this talk is the flow chart that Prof. Akam shared just now about the TVET Construction Graduate Potential Academy and Career Progression. So anything you want to check about the CAPE registration, you may PM me. I just drop my number at the chat box 013-453-1516. because I need to entertain you on individual case basis. That's why it's hard for me to share the pathway in this medium. So I'm very happy to entertain you on the individual case. So I think that's all from me. Is there any other last word from Prof. Akam? Back to you.
No, again, thank you for all your, the participants coming from the session today. We the time and your contribution for the National Training Week 2023 by HRD Corp and also a webinar organized by Mega Academy. So anything that can help, please get in touch with. I will share the slide through the group WhatsApp and also the progression chart in the PDF mode so that you own letter. Thank you so much, Dr. Siti.
Sure. Thank you
Prof,
everyone for joining us.
can I ask something?
Yeah,
Sure.
please.
All right. Okay, Prof. From your own perspective, what are your opinion regarding those so-called the CAPES Association and also the progression of this one, the one that you shared? What are the chances and how you oversee these things can be adapted into the Malaysian construction industry and also been accepted by most of the industry players? Because some of them they are really so-called been in the industry for a long time, and to get back into this kind of line, maybe there's some difficulties and everything. So what are your opinion on that?
In terms of recognition, Chartered Association of Building Engineers UK is a royal status association in the UK. A progression towards full chartered engineer by Engineering Council UK. The Engineering Council UK is same status as our Board of Engineers Malaysia, and Chartered Engineer UK is same status as our Professional Engineers Malaysia. So there is, I can see when CAPE and the word engineers in the association means that there is some attractions as well as the reputations coming together, because the association names is the Chartered Association of Building Engineers in the UK. So the reputation is obviously there. Since we have that progression to become the Chartered Association of Chartered Building Engineers through this CAPE membership, I think at the moment, even though it's still new in our market, in Malaysian market, I just joined last year, 2022, but I can see the progress of the membership is very, very significant. In our close nearby country, I went to Hong Kong, I think last February, looking into how the CAPE progressed in the Hong Kong Asia Pacific area. Is very promising, because Hong Kong is one of the related to the China, and how big the China market is, we can see is very, very big. So the CAPE will somehow become the reputable association. Same goes to our here in our Southeast Asian market, but it's still a new venture for us to go for it. Talking about the local one, of course, we cannot left the local association behind. Of course, we have IEM, we have MySet, we have all this, for example, board engineers and whatnot. But at the same time, I think it's more visible for us to be seen not only for our local market. We need to go for international market at the same time, as a global interconnectedness, and how we can migrate from one project to another. If the times come and they're asking for this kind of international membership, we are ready. So I'm looking into that preparation rather than you want to find it when the times come. So to me, better get it prepared now, whatever the credential that you got, and then from there you can get many options to choose what your career will will be lah. Huh? So thank you, Mr. Ijat, for that question. Is there any other question, or we
Right.
can close the
So
session?
meaning, Prof, the Chartered Association or the ones that you call CAPE just now is from the Royals approval and everything, and also
Yeah.
it is particularly or similarly like the ones that we have in our current Malaysian status. For example, the Board of Engineers and everything. But by the way you explained just now, it seems like the CAPE is mainly maybe new to Malaysian society, but already been recognized by all other countries. Am I right?
Yeah. It's still new here because why? Some of other association is more recognizable. CAPE is not. Of course, it's not new. But in our industry, it's still new lah. In our industry, it's new. That is why I'm saying by now we should have any. If we talk about get it prepared now lah. That's what I'm always say to my friends. Get it prepared now. We don't know what will come in future. So if we got this right at the moment, go and get it lah. That is my approach. Because if there's the times come, we are all ready.
Okay, understood. So
Thank you, sir.
the chances and also the so-called the possibility of acceptance by other countries is bigger, and also the we can see the advantages is more than the local ones lah. But from
Thank you.
one perspective we can see lah. Right. Thank you,
Yes,
Prof.
thank you. Thanks.
Okay.
So I've just sent the slide into the group. WhatsApp groups. Thank you so much. Okay, Siti boleh? Thank you, Mr. Ijat, for the question. Semua orang berborang. 59. What? Quite ramai juga. Thank you. Oh, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Okay. Habis Siti, macam mana?
Okay. I think that's all
Nak
the
ambil gambar
time we
ke?
get. Okay, sure. Everyone can open the camera so we can have a screenshot.
Okay, nice. Got 2 pages. City Place arrange 50. Thank you, Nick Hanif also. Oh, so joining. Thank you so much. Okay, Washington Accord and Sydney Accord. Okay lah. Meanwhile, I'll try to. No need to answer. Okay. Tak apa.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Wah, ada yang saya kenal
Okay,
juga ni.
everyone is ready. Okay,
Okay.
smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Thank you,
Siwa
everyone.
ada. Nekman ada. Thank you, Nekman. Siapa lagi? Nick Hanif ada. Thank you, Nick Hanif. Taufik, terima kasih. Thank you very much. So I think we end the session here. Again, thank you for taking your time for another 8 minutes, and hopefully we can see. Okay, this video also will be published in our YouTube channel later. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.